Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tabasa here. Today, I thought I'd show my art as well as some of my feelings that I've been writing down in an entry uh, over the past week. This past week, I've had quite a bit of free time ish during work. I've been reading a lot more in work, but I've had quite a bit of time to just be drawing because I ask, hey, can I do something? And they're like, yeah, but you need to get this first, and we can't get this first because the person that can give you this is currently really busy with other people doing this specific thing. So I kind of had to sit around a little bit this week, but work's going to start picking up. I'm already working on a report. I'm going to go see some really cool stuff next week, and I'm super excited. So, this first art piece, if you will, is of a character I made. I don't have a specific name for it, probably like Tressa, but that's because this person looks a little bit like Catalyst from Apex, which I haven't played yesterday or the day today. Like, Apex has been a weird lately because of the meta. It's getting stale, it's getting boring. But that usually happens right before a split. But here we go. Boom. This is my character. Now, I tried to do a bunch of different things, such as different styles, different angles, and expressions, as you can clearly tell by the Chad face in the bottom half. But I thought I did really good. I also wanted to work on distance, so the smaller ones that appear, I tried to make sure that it also looked like the character I was going for. Overall, I'm actually really proud of this character design. I think this character is, quite unique. If you were to look at them amongst a crowd, you could tell exactly that this is that character. And that's something I've been trying to work on, is creating characters that are unique and not necessarily super mundane, because I feel like it'll make them harder to stand out. But let me know what your favorite face is in the comments below. I'm very curious. Getting on to the next drawing that we have here before our entry. One of them was made before the others. You can probably tell which one it was when I hold it up here. And I'll start with it too. It's this top corner one here. This one I called Catching the Rainbow because I've been listening to that song on repeat for a while, as well as just the album by Rainbow. If you haven't heard Rainbow at all and you're a JoJo fan, I highly recommend listening to them because their singer, I believe, has the last name Dio, which is possibly most likely the inspiration for Dio in JoJo, as well as Dio's stand being the holy diver. That's why it's a scuba tank. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I personally like this piece, and I would like it to become maybe even a actual artwork on a canvas. Like, this would be something I would actually draw up. I think personally for me, it has some sort of political, social meaning, depending on how you want to look at it. I was not in the most happy of headspaces when drawing it, but when is art ever in a happy headspace? Uh, Maybe comment down below when it is. But besides that, the other drawings I thought were really cool. I think I went all out, honestly, on some of these and really tried to work myself. So we'll start up kind of at the top here with some of the newer ones. I kind of have two faces that are sideways, but this was kind of today, actually. I made it. I believe it says the date on there, but I made these today. And above that is a golfer. He's a little Scottish golfer. Or maybe he's Irish. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet, but that's for your imagination to decide. Is he Scottish or is he Irish? Put it down in the comments below. Man, it's a lot of talking points today. But down below, I have a guy that kind of looks like Mortis. He just looks mean and grumpy. Right next to that, we have a big guy pointing a finger at a small little guy in a scuba tank because I guess they're underwater. That was a decision choice that was just kind of on the fly. But I really like the face I made. He kind of reminds me of a Banjo-Kazooie or Crash Bandicoot character. And finally, we have this lady down here. She reminds me a little bit of Shelly from Brawl Stars. but she was the first inspiration before I drew the two people up here. Mainly the nose is what I was really proud of. The nose and the simplicity of the mouth. Besides that, I feel like I'm making solid progress on just drawing. I'm learning slowly that art isn't necessarily about drawing everything like a closed shape and making it super perfect to a point. What art is about is actually just getting your point across and letting the person looking at it come to the conclusion that, oh, this is a face, oh, this is an ear, oh, this is someone pointing their finger at you, stuff like that. And so I feel like that has allowed me to gain a little bit of liberty with how I draw and my styles. But with that out of the way, let's get into the heartbreak that I've been feeling lately. So this entry was from June 9th of 2025. A thought that had entered my head. As of now, there is no one that I love. More specifically, outside my family. Now, as of girls I'm actively talking to, well, that number is 0. However, what struck me more was how I have never felt love since Brit. Brit was the only girl I said I love you to and wholeheartedly meant it. Even when I had a girl last fall, I never really felt anything. I didn't know what it was in me that just won't allow me to, get it out there and talk to women. I think maybe I'm thinking too hard about how and who I go up to. Then again, why would I go up to a girl that I am personally not attracted to? If there's no initial urge in me to go up to them, why go up to them? I cannot think of another person in my life that had made me feel the way Brit did. And even if nowadays I think of her as an acquaintance or friend, I still cannot shake the memories of how I felt back then. I still have yet to find the one. I'll know it's the one when my memories of my love for Brit are no longer comparable to the person I'm with. They'll be overwritten by a much stronger love. Sometimes I do wish someone I'm attracted to would come along, because even when I'm out in public, I do not see one that gives me the urge to approach them. It sucks. Yeah, it's hard, and it's making me think that, maybe I'm not over this heartbreak despite it being like 2 years ago. Maybe I'm still not ready, and it makes me nervous because if I don't feel ready, when that opportunity does present itself and a girl might come up to me and ask questions and I do think she's attractive, will I get nervous and shut down in front of her and deny it? And it's something that I don't want to happen because I don't know the next time that it will happen at all, if ever. The main focus is the fact that I still feel like there are times where I haven't let go. And this isn't just with Brit. This has been with basically almost every other girl that I've had good relations with and have been really close with and have gotten into relationships with. And it sucks because sometimes I think about the really one hot chick and I'm like, man, I fumbled a 10 out of 10. But then I have to remind myself she had red flags. She had a boyfriend when she was sending you weird texts. And then I think about, man, I had a stable relationship with someone for once last year. And then they just kind of broke up with me because she didn't see me romantically. I don't know what that means. I still don't know what it means. I'm just guessing she didn't like the way that I was being, I guess. But I try to ask. I try to be very clear and transparent because I know how much communication is, and that to me is a pillar of my life that I value is communication, because I can be pretty bad at it, but when it comes to talking to girls, I try to be as transparent as possible. And so It doesn't really make sense for me in my head why she did break up. Personally, for me, when she broke up with me, I didn't feel anything because I was over the honeymoon phase, so I was kind of in a bit of a low. But nonetheless, she still broke up with me despite the relationship seeming stable. It could have been that she was busy with work. But I feel like no girl has made me feel the way that Brit has. And even now, I think it's 2 years later, if I'm not mistaken, it still shakes me. Now, there are parts of this in which I can indeed help myself recover. For one, stop talking to her. I still send memes and stuff to her. And I feel like, you know, I probably shouldn't because every time that I so happen to see her story or something, she's out with her boyfriend, I kind of feel a little bit dead inside. And at the same time, I can't just be secretly like hoping that she'll break up with her boyfriend because she won't. And if she does, she's not gonna go for me. Why? I made a video on that. You should go check it out. I'll have to find it so I can link it. But it is there. But basically, is that I don't fit her like criteria. She wants someone to go to music concerts with her, and I'm just anxious to be out in public sometimes, and especially loud crowds, I suppose. Although I have been to a couple clubs now, and clubbing is okay to a certain extent, but it gets boring after a while. Granted, I'm also not drinking during those moments, so that's probably my issue. However, again, she has left the most scars, or at least the deepest scar in my heart, at least, because I had known her for, I guess now it's been 5 years, or it's coming up to be 5 years, and she had always been a ray of sunshine. She's always been positive. She's always been happy. She's always been caring and loving and outgoing. She has always been active, and she's always been someone who you could talk to really about anything. And she had treated me with such kindness and such, I guess, I don't, I don't know what it would be, such friendship that I never had felt such joy in my life to be around someone before. Besides, obviously, my parents and family, and when people tell really funny jokes, and friends. You get the point. Some significant other that I could potentially pull and rizz up. Part of me is doing a little bit of a JoJo Steel Ball Run reference where if I see someone, I have to think that, if I'm on the fence about it, I can't really take my shot because if I'm on the fence, I'm not confident in myself. And what's the point of going up to a girl if you cannot exude some sort of confidence to them and show them that you're able to be a man, if you will? And so for me, I've just been waiting for some opportunity, some moment. And there are times where I think about, I see someone, I'm like, oh, they're kind of cute. And we're sitting in like the same area for a couple minutes, like 30 minutes maybe, before this person gets up and leaves or I get up and leave. And I'm like, man, I could have gone up to this person and started a conversation with them. And either one of two things would have happened. Either one, nothing happens. We just know each other now and have seen each other's faces. Or two, I get this girl's number or social media account or whatever, and we start talking. That's all it would have taken, is just to go up and do something and show some sort of confidence. And it's only now that I'm realizing that I have to be confident in that. I cannot waver. If I am like 80% and I'm like, she's kind of cute. Do I go up to her is this a right time to do it? Is this appropriate? And I'm kind of thinking, how should I introduce myself? At that point, I'm wavering way too much because I'm thinking way too much about it. For me, I feel like it's a a thing where I'm looking at someone or I'm talking to someone and there's some sort of connection or attraction instantly that happens, and I'm like, I cannot waste this opportunity. For instance, if I were to meet my YouTube crush out on the street and just see them and we just happen to pass by, you bet your darn ass I'm not going to pass up that opportunity to introduce myself and say hi and I love your content and thank you so much. Because why would I throw that away? You know? And so I have to think about, if I see a girl that I think is cute and there is the proper setting and time and place to be able and willing to go up to this person, why would I waste this opportunity? Why would I not go up and start a conversation and talk about apparently literally anything? Now, they say anything, but I'm pretty sure you want to talk about something that's pretty general at first. And even then, I'm overcomplicating it myself. But point being is I find it hard to find other people. I make it hard on myself, I guess, because I don't go out enough. But I am looking for that opportunity to come my way. Baby, won't you come my way? I'll see you guys later. Peace.